Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wild Things Found Online. I am Vokal the Slug Cat, and we are back again with some new Big Toph. So apparently Tophia went live last night, and yeah, we're gonna jump right into it, not waste too much time, see what Big Toph is talking about. I got a few I got a few glances from the Reddit, and I think this is probably gonna end up being a good one. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. Highly appreciate it. And let's get into it.
Hey guys, how are you?
What's
Hello.
up, Toph?
Oh, let me do this real quick. Hello. Because I can't, and also because I want to wait till I get a place. I'm going to try to work on going live on TikTok, but then I'm always catching violations, so I want to be able to play music, have a nice setup, and go live. I can't really join, I'm sorry. I'm not doing a podcast, guys. So, sorry, I'm just looking.
Tophia, please never even entertain the thought of doing a podcast. I can't imagine just like it's like listening to an hour of your bad takes is already bad enough.
At the comments. Why do you keep spamming knowing that I already read it and I'm not going to reread it again? Seriously, I've already read it once. You don't have to keep spamming. We get it. That sounds like somebody left. Get a job. I would suggest you get a job. Hello? Oh, are
We
you?
have jobs.
I can't because it's dark. What's my goals? Well, I'm working on getting a place, and then I'm going to work on my social media, and I got to work on some other things because
Tophia, like you've been working on these same goals forever. And like I've always said, there's no working on the house because you're not actively doing anything. You're on a wait list if you've actually got all your paperwork turned in. And then work on social media. Like what is there to work on? You have 400K followers. There's not much more work that needs to be done. You just need to actually, well, first you gotta get back into the creator program for one. And then you just need to make fucking content. It's very simple.
I want to have a business outside of social media. That way I can leave.
Hold on, whoa, let's go back. I feel like I missed something.
I'm going to work on my social media, and I got to work on some other things because I want to have a business outside of social media. That way I can leave. Yes, happy Pride Month. It is going to be.
How, Tophia? Where, like, I don't even think she has an idea for an actual business besides restaurant. She probably hasn't thought of like a name, what type of food she wants to serve. There's absolutely zero planning that goes through this girl's head.
Pride Month soon, and my birthday's next month. So yeah, you know what? Like people to get a job should if. Well, never mind. I'm not even gonna say because that didn't even make any sense what I was gonna say anyways. Why would I give up? Like that's what you tell someone. No, I have not because I've been homeless most of my life. So no. You're talking about.
Tophia, you've been homeless most of your life, and it amazes me that with that being said, you have actively chosen to not do anything to avoid being homeless. Typically, people that have experienced homelessness in their youth tend to work very fucking hard to avoid falling back into those same circumstances, man. The fact that you are so comfortable with it is honestly astonishing.
About Comic-Con. I don't got money for that. I do really want to go because
you don't have money for anything. I saw your PayPal, big $8, just insane.
Priscilla Presley is going to be there. The Priscilla Presley. I was like, my mom would like that autograph, but sadly I don't have any money, so I'm still
oh my God.
Pay my brothers or pay the storage, and I have to wait because the Temu, so I gotta wait until I can get paid. Oh, thank you.
Tophia, if you are banking on the Temu check to pay for the storage, that it's gone. The storage is gone because it's over with, man. You're not getting paid for them terrible ads. I feel like the whole Temu thing was a grift just to make it seem like she had money coming in. Either that or it's just a troll. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's not real, Tophia.
Comic-Con is in June. There's two of them. There's one in January, which is kind of like the one at the convention center, and then there's like kind of one that's at a hotel. But I do not have money. I'm not dry begging. I just literally said I don't have the money to go. That's literally not even asking for money. That's weird. If I said I don't have money to go, that means I'm not even thinking about going. So common sense. Like, some of you guys really got to work on the same old jokes. Get some new material, because that's boring. You either say someone is old, you either say someone is fat, you either say someone is ugly, you either say dry begging or whatever the case.
Well, I mean, they're not wrong though, Tophia. All of those things are true. Unfortunate for you.
Maybe, like I said, I'm waiting for Timu to pay me so I can pay my storage. I've got bills that I gotta pay. So it's giving weird. I lied about being pregnant. I've never was pregnant.
What?
That doesn't work, cute boiled egg. That's the dumbest suggestion you've ever made in your life. First of all, he said, oh, what if you save up all of your money so I can pay 1 month's rent and then not be able to pay the next month's rent? What if you use your brain? They're not.
Use your brain and get a job. If the issue is having a steady income to continue paying the rent, a job is the easiest thing that would remedy that, Tophia. I don't know how you do these mental gymnastics around everything involving a job, but it's just cut and dry. Everyone else is doing it. It's working for the majority of the people. Why you feel like you're going to be different and break the mold with social media while you're actively not even in the creator program and literally probably making less than $100 a month right now is beyond me. I don't have the words, man.
Not going to take anything less than 3,000, especially if I'm making like some sort of income on TikTok. They will not. I have to be making at least over 3,000 on TikTok. Wow, people suggest the stupidest things ever.
Tophia, we know that you have struggled to make more than 1K this entire time. You know, I'm sure Tophia's probably had a few months where she's cracked over $1,000 for the month. But dude, if you haven't been doing it, it's not going to magically start happening with your name in the gutter and so many people disliking you.
That's like, I could save, and then I could only pay 1 month's rent, and then I would have to figure out next month's, and I don't want to have to be trying to survive. If I move somewhere, I'm not going to be barely making it, because I want to make sure that we can really have a place, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm not just going to go run and get a place, and then I'm screwed or out of luck because then I'm trying to survive. My end goal here is to own a house, so that way I don't have to worry ever again about being evicted or not having a place, because an eviction can happen at any time.
Tophia, even if by God's grace you somehow manage to get into a house, you don't have the money to buy the house outright. So it doesn't, like, this whole notion of getting a house as if that's gonna trump being in an apartment is just dumb. Hell, even if the house is paid off, you wouldn't put the money together for the property taxes each year, so you would still end up getting kicked out no matter how you slice it. The logic that you are operating on is flawed as fuck.
It doesn't matter, even if you are paying the rent. You know what I mean? I don't want to be at the mercy of people. Some of you guys got to really start thinking. The government does not want you to own anything. The government does not want you to be rich, and you live that poor mentality. And it's not being rude, but some of
Tophia, I would, and by your words, I would rather live a poor mentality than actually be poor, which like, I mean, sure. I mean, because a lot of the things that Tophia says in regards to like the system and, a 9-to-5, like, it sounds good on paper. But the issue is you still have to live and operate and survive in the meantime. Like, you're not bypassing the system and going straight to being rich, owning a house, and being financially free without doing any work whatsoever. It's just not going to happen, Toph.
some of you guys really, your priorities are all jacked up. If you're worried about someone that doesn't have a job that you claim is poor, then you're keeping yourself poor, because rich people don't worry about poor people. They got all the money. That's why they're rich. They're not in poor people's business. And it's messed up because they're hoarders. To be honest with you, they're hoarders of money. And I will never agree with corporations. But the reason why some of y'all don't own anything is because you have that mentality. You're worried about...
Tophia, how can you say you'll never agree with corporations, but you are actively talking about trying to start a business? You would be said corporations. So, if by some means you ever manage to pull this off, which will, obviously this is never going to happen, all hypothetically speaking here, you would become the thing that you hate, essentially. So I don't understand where you get off on, your whole thought process behind capitalism is very skewed.
Someone that doesn't want a job, then block them. It doesn't make sense. If you had a significant other or if you had a partner that laid on the couch all day and didn't have a job, you're not going to be standing there telling them every single day to get a job. You're going to tell them to get out of your house and leave. If they don't want to have a job, you're going to leave that person, right? It doesn't make sense why you sit here and you keep telling someone who...
Tophia, do you hear yourself? Do you hear yourself right now? The projection is amazing because it's like, hey, Toph, that would probably explain why you can't maintain any type of relationships, because you are the person you're describing right now. Nobody wants to be around someone that just literally does nothing at all. Nothing, no goals, no ambition, no drive, no initiative. Who wants to be around someone like that?
Clearly, social media is a job, by the way.
It's not for you.
But for you to sit here and be like, oh, you need to get a job. If that person doesn't want to do what you tell them, then leave. And first of all, you got to stop telling people how to be like you. I do not want to be like you. And I thank God that I'm not like you. Nobody was born to be like each other. We're not carbon copies of each other. We're not people that are like twins. I don't want to be like you. I don't want to live like you. I don't want to live your life. Stop.
And so when she says this, it always amazes me when she says this and goes on this tangent of not being like everyone else. It's like, well, what is the alternative? The way that you're living? Dude, you're 30, going on 32. You live in a homeless shelter. You have a fucking curfew. The couple of bills, like what's a drop in the bucket to the average person? Like 2, maybe 3 days of work for the average person is what you pay in bills, and you are struggling to even do that. Like, be so fucking for real, man. You're just, she's just a crazy person, I swear.
Stop telling people to live your life. That is boring. I do not want to be a robot going to work every day. I live that life. I went and worked at Dunkin' Donuts. People want to say, oh, you got fired for bad hygiene.
Girl, yes, you did get fired for bad hygiene. I'm going to finish that sentence for her. But no, Tophia, you did not live that life. You worked at Dunkin' for maybe a few weeks. You have not lived that life. You have not, because with working, I don't have to explain this to y'all, but I'm just going to say it. With working, you can save up money and accomplish bigger goals over time. And it keeps you productive. So, as far as your depression and all these other mental things that you're dealing with, as far as your supposed PTSD, your brother's passing, people walking in and out of your life. Well, work would be a great way to take your mind off of those things and stay focused on something that can continuously build up your own life. But you're just choosing to not do it. And I'm saying this because I already know, like, her birthday is right around the corner. So I already know there's going to be some type of grift for her to get money for her birthday. I guarantee it. I don't know how she's going to do it. I don't know if she's just going to drop her PayPal or try to fabricate some scenario where she needs money, but it's coming, guys. Believe that. Okay.
No, I got fired for a piece of cheese. I worked for only $200, only to get $100 and only have 50 left for spending because 50 of it went to my phone bill. I do not want to live like that. Corporations do not care about you. These large companies do not care about you. You want to work for little to pennies. That's you. And that's not making fun of 9-to-5 workers. That's just saying me, myself, and I have bigger dreams than to be living to paycheck.
And that's okay. You can have bigger dreams, Tophia, but you are talking mad shit about, you say you're not talking down on 9-to-5 workers, but you're essentially just throwing a shit ton of shade at the regular system of working a 9-to-5. So if you're talking down on it, of course, you're throwing shade at everyone else that is just a regular person working a 9-to-5. But at the end of the day, guess what? We got more than $8 in change in our fucking accounts, Tophia. You can't say the same. So it's crazy when you say things like, I don't want to work for pennies. Toph, you're at best, you're probably making $100 a month right now. Probably less, probably not even that, because she hasn't even been going live on TikTok, because we know she's not making any money off her TikTok videos anymore now that she's out of the creator program, and she can't go live on TikTok because she's trying to avoid, I believe, getting her 4th or 5th strike, which will permanently ban her on that account. Tophia, you made $11 on Facebook. Instagram is a part of Meta, which is tied to Facebook. So I'm sure your monetization on there is probably not much fucking better. At best, we're talking maybe $100 a month right now. Dude, you're crazy.
I do
Insane.
not want to have to worry about whether or not we're going to be out in the streets again. I want to be financially stable. And if you don't like that, then you could leave.
You're in the streets right now, and you're not doing anything to rectify it. What the fuck are you talking about?
Why are you telling someone to be less than? Because you're miserable and you want to drag people down with you. You're
Tophia, telling you to get a job is not telling you to be less than. You can still have your goals and ambitions and work towards those things, but you can also work a job at the same time while you're doing those things. Like, this is not a hard thing to understand. You're just willfully being fucking stupid.
You're like those people that were on the Titanic that grabs onto somebody and said, I'm taking you with me. If I'm going, then you're going with me. No, I don't have to go with you. I'm just going to kick you off my leg and you're going to go by yourself. I'm not going with you. You're not going to drag me down with you.
Yeah, Tophia, because it's definitely everybody in the chat, me and all of y'all viewing this video right now, we're the ones that are drowning. We're the ones that are drowning from the comfort of our homes with our cars and, refrigerator full of food. We're the ones that are drowning. Yeah, totally.
Some of you guys got to understand that. If you don't like my thoughts or my thinking or my feelings, or if you don't like that I have these big dreams, then leave. I do not care. You know how many people it took them years? They failed. Vera Wang, which I believe it was her, it literally took her so long to become successful. It takes people years. Sometimes they're successful when they're older.
Exactly, Tophia. No shit. Duh. For the majority of people, they don't just have amazing success right off the back early in their life. Most people, yes, it takes years to become successful because typically you need to master some type of craft or really excel at it, and then put yourself out there or put your product out there if that's the route you decide to go. You are trying to bypass everything and just go from 0 to 100, literally. And because any successful person that you can use as an example, they all started with regular fucking jobs. Like they didn't just jump into being, unless you want to talk about people that literally got handouts. And that wouldn't be surprising for you because that's literally what you're expecting. So I don't know. Go ahead, Toph. Keep talking.
Sometimes I don't need to be sitting here and living this life that you want and be miserable. I'll be miserable going to a job. I don't want to have to answer and say, may I take your order? Or yes, no, sir. Or answer to somebody or work to make somebody money. I'm tired. The reason why these people get away with being rich, there's only 1% of rich people. You know why? Because not a lot of people.
Tophia, you're dumb as hell. There's not only 1% of rich people. There's 1% of like ultra rich people. It's not 1% of rich people. Like here, I'll look it up. Let's look it up, guys. Okay, so according to Yahoo Finance, as of a day ago, in 2025, there were at least 23.8 million people in the US that were a millionaire, which means literally over 7% of the country's total population. So Tophia, like, no, there's a lot of rich people. And then, dude, like, you don't even have to be, in my opinion, because I'm not super materialistic. You don't even have to be a millionaire or be making millions per year to be rich. In my opinion, I feel like anyone that's making, I'd say 150K plus, maybe 200K plus, that's fucking rich. You know, if you're willing to live within your means, you're not trying to live extravagantly, that's a lot of fucking money to be able to do virtually whatever you want to do. So I don't know where Tophia's getting this. Just ridiculous.
People speak up. They're causing all this chaos, all of this other things, so you have to worry about all these other things, but yet they could care less if you can afford to live. I don't care that New Mexico is fighting to raise minimum wage up $3. What is $3 going to do? That is ludicrous. You can raise the minimum wage to a living wage, but you want to raise it up $3? You know what happens when they raise the minimum wage? They're going to...
Tophia, you're an idiot. You do realize majority of jobs do not pay the state minimum wage. You just dumb. You're so dumb. Like my state, the minimum wage it's in the single digits, but the majority of jobs pay at least, I would say, like the last time I was job hunting, I think the lowest job I came across on Indeed was probably like $12 or $13 an hour. Most places aren't paying the minimum wage. And then that says a lot about you and yourself, but this is all your fault because you could have had work experience for the past decade, but you chose to sit at home and doom scroll and go fucking live every day. You could have experience that would have put you making well over minimum wage. This is all on you at the end of the day. You need to take accountability for your financial situation. Stop blaming the system. It's on you, man. This is America. You can make a way.
Going to raise the taxes, so you're going to be paying way more than you've ever paid before. It's all fine and dandy that you get a measly $3 tacked on, but then they're going to raise the taxes. And why should we as human beings have to pay more taxes than rich people? This is why there's 1% of rich people. It sucks. We can't even fight for actual rights, the right to live, the right to be able to afford to live, because ICE is causing problems and wrongfully detaining people. We got the Epstein files and no one's been charged and no one is going to be charged for the Epstein files. That is so crazy to me. Then you've got all of this mess, this chaos, including on top of the war and people having to be drafted.
Tophia, stop conflating all of these, national issues with you just being a lazy POS. None of the shit that you're talking about right now has anything to do with you being fucking homeless, man.
All of this horrific chaos, and it's so perfectly planned. Every other country, there's other countries that have free healthcare. No one should have to pass away because they can't afford their chemo treatments, because they can't afford their life-saving medicines, because some of these medications are $100,000, because big pharma companies want to profit off of medications rather than care about the people that need the medications to survive. I don't need to sit here and be of the world and literally sit here and follow what the government tells me to do. The government tells you to get a job so you can work till the day you die, and then tells you, oh, we're going to give you Social Security. But then when you qualify for Social Security and you no longer work anymore, your Social Security is not enough. So then you're going to have to unretire, go back to work, and work till the day you die with oxygen, going to work.
Tophia, please shut up. And I hate when she starts talking about the system, because a lot of the things she says are correct. The cost of Medicare in medicine prescriptions it's for profit. Okay. And I've traveled outside of the US. If you look at these things across the board in the world, she's right. The problem is, what is the alternative to survive while you are still here? Because if you'd hate the American system so much, you could save up and leave. That is also an option. I'm just, what I'm saying? You don't have to stay here if you hate the way that things are. And I'm not even trying to be like one of those type of people. But realistically, what is the alternative? You still have to make a way and take care of yourself in the meantime. So what do you plan on doing? Because social media is obviously not cutting it, and you're not just fucking manifesting a business out of thin air with no money, Tophia. So I would love to hear I want the plan of action, man. I want to hear the steps that are going to take her from zero to motherfucking hero.
On oxygen, because that's what they want. I'm not working myself to death, because when I become financially stable and I get older,
which will be never.
Relax. because I don't want to be some old person having to run around and stress myself out to the point where I pass away from health problems because I'm too stressed out. Because that is so stressful.
Oh, you mean like your mom? Because I'm pretty sure she's stressed out at her age living in a damn homeless shelter. Pretty sure she didn't imagine this was the way her life was going to go.
And it unalives people. Did you know way back before, let's see, around the time that Jesus was around, or back in those times, people actually lived past 100 years? Do you know how crazy it is to even think that there are people dying younger and younger, and there's a lot of young people dying in their sleep? Haven't you ever wondered why people barely live to 100? Because of all of these things, all of the poisons in our food, all of the chemicals in the air, all of the pollution in our water, all of the working people to death. And then what happens when you get old? You have to live.
What does any of this have to do with your situation? Again, I'm going to keep posing this question because she's flying off the handle on a tangent, but none of this has anything to do with you choosing not to work and remaining homeless.
Live a stress-free life, but God forbid you can't do that because you're freaking out because you can barely afford to live and you're elderly. Imagine trying to get around and being old. Sometimes you can't move as fast as you once did when you were younger. People have to literally use that and have this mindset and get away from that. Seriously, you can work a 9-to-5 job. I'm not saying people should.
Tophia, shut up. Shut the hell up. Like, you just said all this shit and then compared it back to biblical times. Do you think those people were just living stress-free lives? There's like, you can't be this fucking dense, man. You could drink water from the wrong goddamn source and end up dying of dysentery. What are you talking about? Like there was nothing of convenience at all. There was no ordering food on fucking DoorDash, man. You gotta walk 2 miles to the other side of the city to go holler at the baker just to get a few loaves of bread. Like, what are you talking about?
Shouldn't we need people to work a 9-to-5 job? But for me, I am not going to go work for someone who does not care. What is crazy is that job never contacted.
Tophia, who cares if they care? Do you think most people think that their boss or CEO cares about them? Fuck no. Like, what are you talking about? I don't work because I want them to care about me. I work because I want money in my pocket so I can take care of myself and my family. The hell are you on about?
Contacted about my brother that they were going to hire for a manager's position to say, hey, what happened? How come he didn't show up? They could give 2 craps. They've already probably relisted that job to someone else.
Yeah, no shit.
I could care less about greedy mother effers that are making money off of me. I am working for someone else to sit pretty while I'm struggling. I'm not going to have to worry about whether or not I can feed myself or I can turn my lights on. I'm going to grind. I'm going to hustle. I'm not going to accept money from no one. I can literally sit here, right? And I'm not bashing people that do the whole.
Sophia, you've been saying that you're going to grind and hustle. You've been saying this since you've been homeless. And your financial situation has steadily gotten worse and worse. You are literally at the point where you're essentially not making any money at all off social media. Because without TikTok, you're basically not making shit. You know, I don't know what her numbers are on Facebook. Somebody can enlighten me in the comment section. I know on Instagram she has 60K, which is a far cry from the 400K she has on TikTok. And Meta or AKA Facebook and Instagram are notoriously shitty with their monetization. People do not make a lot of money off those platforms. And you're way smaller. You're way smaller on both of those platforms. We know you made $11 on Facebook last month. If I had to guess, maybe you made like $50 to $75 on IG. Dude, what are we doing? What is the next step? I need to know.
Whole sugar daddy thing. Easy life, easy money. But for me, I'm gonna work. And if that means social media, then so be it. Why does that bother you? If someone does.
When it comes to me, I'm gonna work. That line in and of itself is hysterical. And then of course she has to tack on, if that's social media, so be it. Tophia. All right. Okay. I mean, I can't, it would be so fun. Now, this is all hypothetical again. It would be so funny if somehow Tophia just got fast tracked right to the very top of the housing list. And they was like, all right, Tophia, you can get a new house, a whole house. We're going to give you a house with 3 bedrooms and you only have to pay $100 a month. She wouldn't be able to fucking do it. Oh my goodness. I would just love, God, I would love that so much.
Does not want to do what you want them to do, then block them. You're not going to sit there and literally constantly tell a couch potato that's your partner to get a job. What are you going to do? Stick with that person because they don't want a job and then keep telling them in hopes that they're going to, like, that makes no sense. If someone that I was dating didn't want to get a job, I'm telling them you need to get out. But since it's online.
Wow. The fucking hypocrite chew over here. So if you were dating someone and they didn't want to get a job, you would tell them to get out. Tophia, that is you. You are that person. Like, what? I'm sorry. You can't claim social media is a job when you're not making you're making like a fraction of a living wage. You want to talk about companies don't pay a living wage? You are making a fraction of what you would even make working minimum wage. Because even minimum wage, I think, Tophia, what is $12.50 an hour? I mean, Tophia would be clearing like at least 25, 30K. With 20K, it took her fucking 3-4 years to make $20,000 on social media. You could clear that in a year and still have money left over. What are we talking about?
You have no life. So I don't understand why you are worried about someone when you are broke. You do not have money in your bank. And to literally sit here and be telling someone,
crazy work.
That's pathetic, that's not good. So what if I got $8 on my PayPal account because I paid some bills? Granted, it wasn't the storage because I didn't have $200, but my phone bill is paid. Some of you guys...
Oh my God. You had $8 after paying a $50 phone bill. But you are talking like Tophia talks as if she is Jeff Bezos. She talks as if she's making just ridiculous type of money, just hand over fist cash. It's just, oh my God. I don't understand the mental gymnastics. Like, I feel like you're working harder to not work than it would be to just go work. This is insane.
You guys are so stupid. If I'm broke because I'm paying my bills, then that should be a good thing. Some of you guys really need to reevaluate your life and
Tophia, if you had a stable living situation where you were, because having $8 left over after paying a $50 phone bill and that's all of your bills. No, this this is not something to be proud or brag about. It'd be different if you were living out on your own, taking care of your mom, and you had an apartment, a car, you were paying car insurance, electric bill, buying groceries. You were doing all of that, taking care of your mom, paying for her asthma inhaler, whatever. And then you had $8 left over. I'd be like, hey, that it sucks that that's all you got left over, but at least you're taking care of yourself. This ain't nothing to fucking brag about. You telling me what you made? So did you make $60 for the month? Because that's what I'm. That's essentially what I'm getting from you only having $8 left over. It's just insane.
Really start thinking about what you really want out of life, because I'm not going to be in my 60s, 70s, literally working my tail off to barely survive. I'm sorry, I'm not like you and you're not like me, and that's a good thing. That video that went viral where it was like there's only one of me and people were like, what did they say? They literally said, good, because I don't want to be like you either. It's a good thing that we're all not carbon copies and we're all not thinking alike, acting alike, being alike, because that's crazy. That's like another brick in the wall. The Pink Floyd, where these kids are being produced or whatever, they're going through that conveyor belt. I do not want to be prodded and told how they train kids to be exactly the same, how these schools are. You gotta act, think, look exactly. No, I don't. I'm myself, and if people don't like me for who I am, then you can leave.
Tophia, with this attitude and this worldview, no one is ever going to like you. Ever. Because not to now I feel like I'm on a red pill show. What do you bring to the table? And I'm not even like just talking about even just dating, but literally you don't do shit, man. Again, I've said it. Like, I've known people that they put more hours into their passions than they do working, and they struggled and they were comfortable with struggling, but they were working towards their goals. And, you know, I've known artists, I've known musicians, and they still work. That's the whole difference between people like that and Tophia. They still work. There's nothing wrong with chasing your goals, and maybe even, you know, depending on what it is. Cause like, you know, I've known some sculptors and some painters where it's like, dude, they need hours upon hours to work on their projects, but it shows in the skill. They're developing a skill that could potentially be profitable for them down the line, and they're willing to sacrifice now. In the meantime, Tophia, you're not doing anything. There is no upside to the way that you're living right now. So I don't get it.
You can block me. No one's forcing you to be here. I don't know how many times people are sitting here saying get a job and they could just block me. How many times are you going to tell people to get a job? That gets old. You've been telling content creators and influencers for the longest time to get a job. When you...
No. People are not out here just telling all content creators to get a job. We're telling the e-beggars, the motherfuckers that are online constantly asking for money because there's this situation. They can't pay this bill. They can't do this. They can't do that. And they refuse to work. Those are the people we tell to go get jobs. No one is telling PewDiePie or Markiplier or Corey Kenshin to go get a fucking job. Like, what are we talking about?
You yourself hate going to a job, and you cannot lie and say you love going to a job. Trust me. I could ask this question. If you had the opportunity to choose to be a millionaire or work a 9-to-5 job, what would you choose? You would choose to be a millionaire so you don't have to work a 9-to-5 job.
Tophia, no shit. Duh. Of course, if anyone had the choice of being a fucking millionaire, just poof out of thin air, versus having to work a 9-to-5, 99% of people, 999% of people are going to choose to be a fucking millionaire if it takes no effort. No shit. But that's not how reality works, Tophia. You're not just going to snap your fingers and magically be a millionaire. So what are you talking about? The examples that you give are just based in lunacy. I don't know how else to say it.
That's it. If anyone was asked that question, obviously they would choose to be a millionaire. You
Duh.
Can't sit here and lie in people's faces every day and act like you are so willing and you are so excited to go to work. No one's excited to go to work.
Yeah, no shit. Majority of people are not excited to go to work, but I am excited to be able to have my own house. I am excited to have my own car. I am excited to be able to pay for the things that I want, you know, without like overly stressing about it, because I just have no money whatsoever, like you. So stupid.
I was not excited to go to work because when I came home, I was tired and barely had time to go live, barely had time to do other things. And then I had to come home and do things, and I was tired. I had to throw the garbage, clean my house, and do all these things, and then come home and I'm tired and I can't even lay down. Whereas if I was by myself, I could say, I'll get it done later, probably not get it done later.
Tophia, welcome to being a fucking adult. Like, what am I even supposed to say to that? Oh my God, I had to take out the trash and wash dishes after work. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, no shit.
But it's tiring, it's exhausting. And to say, what do you do all day? What do you do that's exhausting? I can't even talk about the stuff that I'm doing, but to be honest with you, I cannot do this anymore. I cannot work for a job only to make so much amount of money to not even be able to afford my rent and then to live somewhere that is shitty because that's all I can afford. Because there's no way I'm making $1,000 in a week to provide or to be able to pay for a place to live. There's no place that is under $1,000 unless it's some place that doesn't require 3 times the rent. So I'm not doing it. I'm not going to live somewhere where I'm miserable. I want to just be settled somewhere until I get a house. I don't want to have to keep constantly moving all the time.
So the place that you want to be settled out until you magically get this house is the homeless shelter? But like, you swear you want better for yourself. So you don't want to live in a shitty apartment, but you'll live in a shitty shelter. Just fucking lunacy, bro. She's crazy. What the fuck?
I don't want to. I'm not going to be making over $1,000 to pay rent unless I had someone else that was making an income and they had an income coming in. Plus, on top of that, if we get a place, it might not be all utilities paid. So then that means I got to pay the utilities on top of that.
No shit.
And then on top of that, if I want to get a car with car insurance, God forbid I get a car in this economy. The gas prices are too high. I don't even make enough for that. Mind you, for everything else. Then I got to start paying my own health insurance, my own dental, all of this stuff. Wow. Right? Some of you guys.
So just allow the taxpayers to fund your life, essentially. Because what is the point that you're trying to make right now? Because everyone else works and has money and has all of the things that you just said that you want. Like, do you just not see that? Do you not see that people that work 9 to 5s have all the shit that you just listed? Dummy.
Guys live in cheap places, but that doesn't mean that people should have to move to places that are cheaper just because their city does not give a crap. They literally should be helping people to make a living wage. Instead of raising the minimum wage to $3, why don't you raise the minimum wage to a living wage so people can afford it? What is an extra $3 going to do for somebody? Not really much of anything. And if you want to get a better paying job, well, then you better have a degree. I'm not going to work for a degree for some white person to take the job without a degree, because a lot of white people are unqualified. Oh my goodness.
Dude, like, Tophia, you're racist, okay? You're fucking racist, man. You really are, because that is, oh my goodness, that is insane. You literally just outlined something that could potentially help you earn more money than the minimum wage jobs that you always bring up. And then, of course, you immediately shoot it in the foot. Like, what are we doing? So you won't go back to school either to get a degree so you can not make the minimum wage. So basically what you're saying is no matter what, it doesn't matter how much they're paying, you would just never work. Ever. Stupid.
Just because of their skin color. And that's true.
It's not. It's not true.
Frustrating. Some of you guys really need to think about things, and not even an expensive car. You have to think about things. If your car breaks down, you have to have an emergency fund to pay for cars, because when cars break down, it costs thousands of dollars. Cars are not cheap, especially if something happens to a car part. That transmission I paid for to get the car running was $200. Cars are not cheap.
Tophia, $200 is not that fucking much money. Newsflash, man. $200 is not a lot of money. Even on the low end, Tophia, $200 at your minimum wage of $12.50 an hour. That is just over 2 days of work. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Mind you, you have to pay for the registration, which is about $300. You have to pay a lot, and if you don't know how to change your own...
It's been a long time since I've gotten a car registered. I don't think it costs that much, Tophia. I think you're grossly overestimating that.
Oil. Well, you go take it in to get an oil change, you got to pay for that. You got to make sure you have money for things.
No, you don't have to pay for an oil change. You can change your own oil if you learn how to. And it's not even fucking hard. Like, what are you talking about? You can change your own damn oil, Tophia. It's actually very simple.
Because if something happens to your tires and you can't afford tires, well, then you're screwed out of luck, right? I know how much it costs for a car. I lived in one. That car ran really nice, and of course, thank God we didn't have very many issues except the O2 sensor. But since the car got wrecked, it did get auctioned off, but now that car's gonna have issues, because eventually, when a car gets beat up, it has a few dings here and there, and people could get it fixed up. Then eventually, those dings, it starts hurting the car, and then the car will break down eventually.
Tophia, shut up. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. You say you love cars and know all this stuff about cars. You don't know shit. You literally just said cosmetic damage. Some bumps and dings on the outside of the car will cause the car to break down. Shut up. You don't know anything about anything. You literally have like zero life experience. Tophia loaded into the server and just never left the noob area. This is insane.
I'm gonna have to have a lot of issues to fix that car. Like eventually it's gonna start having so much problems that they're just gonna get rid of it because it's too costly to even keep the car. These are things that people need to think about. Plus you need car insurance. There's so much. You guys really have no concept about how hard life really is. And on top,
Tophia, what are you talking about? We are all out here living life collectively. What do you mean we don't understand? All the people, like Tophia, when you, well, not drive, when you walk past an apartment complex on your way to the Sonics, or you walk past a subdivision and you see all of the cars, all the people that are living there, they are all living this supposedly super hard life that you're talking about. And guess what? Majority of them just work regular fucking jobs, man. So dumb.
top of that, the whole world being against you is a lot. And then to say get off the internet, no, just stop harassing people. You cannot be sitting here harassing people and you thinking it's 100% okay and then telling people to get off the internet. Because no, you're not going to go harass somebody else. Because if that's the case, I've just had enough with people already. I'm just about ready to tell people to start harassing you and see how you like it. And then when you start getting what you give other people, then you'll stop. You'll learn to leave people alone. The only way I feel like people learn is if they learn the hard way by having things happen to them. And I don't want to be the person to do that because then
Well, Tophia, if people only learn by having bad things happen to them, I mean, apparently not, because what more bad things can happen to you in your life that you still have not learned? Something as simple as you need to work for the things that you want. It just, oh my goodness. Like, she will never cease to amaze me. She will just never cease to amaze me with the mental gymnastics she's willing to do to justify just sitting on her ass and not doing anything.
I'll get canceled. I could easily. People need to start turning on you and doing that to you so you could learn to leave people alone. Because if people showed up to your work, if people notified your boss and you got fired, if you started losing your housing, if you actually became homeless and you really had to freak out and didn't know where to go, and then people turned you away because of the things you were doing on social media, hence harassing someone or stalking someone. If someone literally actually made it to a point where you had a hard time struggling to get a place to live, to the point where you realize that you ruined your whole life and you will never find a place, that's when you will learn to leave people alone. And imagine having a hard time getting a job because no one wants to hire you because of your past record. Then what? I don't do that.
Tophia, we're not all criminals. Not everybody has a record. Just saying.
So, I don't know why you're saying do that. I'm not that type of person. I could be. Okay, well, if you say we all have a past, but we need to move on, then you need to move on. You see, it goes both ways, and you need to take your advice and not be here harassing me and not having hate accounts. If that's the case, then move on. Some of you need to take your own advice. That's not even my address, so. That's you. Nobody, what is your mom having a stroke and you have to take care of her, have anything to do with that? Nobody said I'm not taking care of my mom. I said I'm working on getting a place. So what is your life?
Tophia, you are not taking care of your mom. How can you claim to take care of your mom when you can't even go see her? Like, dude, what the fuck are you actually talking about?
Have to do with mines. My family had nowhere to go and I paid for rooms for weeks. I kept up the room. Out of the money I made from social media, I paid for us to be able to stay a whole month. So for you to sit there and say something like that is insane, considering the fact that I helped provide for my family.
What about now? What about right now when your mom needs you the most? After she lost her other child, you didn't even go see, you haven't seen your mom for any holidays whatsoever since the incident. You didn't see her for her birthday. You didn't see her for Thanksgiving. You didn't go see her for Christmas. You didn't go see her for Valentine's Day. You didn't go see her for Mother's Day. You are truly one of the biggest pieces of shit. And I really try not to attack Tophia directly because I just feel like it's tasteless. I can critique her actions, but for you to turn around and have the unmitigated gall, for you to have the unmitigated gall to say that you take care of your mom while she is living in a shelter less than 20-30 minutes away from you, and you make excuses for why you can't even be fucked to go see her, is just disgusting.
They couldn't provide. What is this? Who did it better? I really didn't ask if you had to take care of your mom when she had a stroke. This is not come on here and brag. I could care less. If you really cared about taking care of your mom, you wouldn't have to brag about it.
It's not bragging, Tophia. It's giving an example of what you could be doing, but you choose not to because you don't care about your mom. You don't care about your mom. You don't care about your brother. And you sure as fuck don't care about Tophiachu.
People don't really do things out of the kindness of their heart anymore. They do it to get something out of it. So that way you can use that against people later on in life. And I'm pretty sure you're the life of the party around your family, your siblings, right? If you have any, your family members would be like, I had to take care of mom when she had a stroke. You never took care of her. And you throw that in people's faces. Maybe your family is horrible for not taking care of your mom when she had a stroke.
If I was in that situation, you're damn right. I would throw that in my siblings' face if they didn't do anything to help take care of my mom in such a situation. What are you talking about?
My family was horrible. I could tell you everything. My grandma broke her back and had to crawl to the phone to call my mom, and we took her in when nobody else could. And I'm not saying there's one particular person that was shunned from the family, and that's the uncle that talks crap online. But yet He wants to act like he was so good, but where was he when his mother was crawling to a phone because she injured herself and couldn't even feed herself and had to stay with us when we had a house because he couldn't take care of her? What kind of a person cannot take care of their own mother? If you really...
Well, I don't know. Look, I'm not going to pretend I know the uncle's living situation, but let's just say the uncle, maybe he has a wife and he's the primary breadwinner and he's paying the majority of the bills. He has to work all the time. Maybe he just didn't have the time to be able to look after someone that just broke their back without completely financially fucking himself. Whereas you and your fucking family, everyone has the time. Everyone has the time except Brother Chu, because at least he tried to keep a job. Papa Chu wasn't working. Mama Chu never worked. And you essentially have never worked. 3 people that could tend to someone. Yeah. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I'm just saying.
really want to go there. My dad took his mother-in-law in to take care of her. That's insane. He didn't have to, but he did. And to be completely honest with y'all, it's just weird. Y'all literally run your mouth, you talk this crap, but you don't know what I had to do to take care of my family.
Nothing.
Like, you guys in your 20s can go out and party. Yes, I'm not a party person. I'm not that much of a drinker. All these things. I don't go out and party. I don't drink. I don't do all of that stuff. But I didn't have time to focus on dating. I didn't even have time because my 20s were spent with my family, taking care of my family, making sure they had a place to live.
Tophia, shut up. That is bullshit, man. You spent your 20s on TikTok. It'd be different if you said that, but and you were working full time and paying like large chunks of your household's bills, then I could understand. Dude, you were making dance videos and going live. At any time, you could have you could have went out, you could have had a social life. You were making your own schedule as a content creator. You could have done those things, but you're socially awkward. So you chose not to do that, and that's why you're still weird as hell to this day. But you don't get to say that, oh, I spent my 20s taking care of my family. Bullshit. It's a lie.
I didn't get to enjoy my life. Hey, not like I wanted to go to the clubs and party because I'm not that type of person, but what if I wanted to enjoy my life? No, I couldn't. So who cares? It is what it is. Not yet, because they had to accept me on Facebook, and then It's a whole thing that I posted. I don't play Fortnite. I did play Fortnite, and yes, I did spend my time streaming, but there was a lot of things I couldn't do that I was still restricted. And you do understand that my dad had bipolar, and he was in one of those where he wasn't on his medication, so it was a whole thing. Now,
Well, why didn't you and your mom and brother work to keep him stable on his medication? Somebody brought it up in my comment section, I think on the last video I did. Why is Marie not the power of attorney in regards to his benefits? You know, there's so many things that y'all could have done differently. It's honestly astounding. I don't even know how y'all have made it this far. I mean, obviously we're watching the ship sink in real time, but I honestly don't understand how y'all even made it to where y'all are now. Because everyone in this family is either dumb as a box of rocks or just insane. Tophia is both. It's fucking crazy.
now when I get a place, I can do whatever I want. And my mom wants to help me with my social media, so I think I'm just going to do that. I couldn't even pay rent when I was getting evicted because where am I going to get $3,000 that I didn't know I owed? Some of you guys really have to use your common sense, because I've already talked about the situation and I'm not going to talk about it anymore. It says $0.00 every single month we check to see if we owed the rent.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I highly doubt it. If the way that you pay your rent is through a payment portal, there's no way that the balance just didn't update for months on end. And even if that was fucking true, Tophia, at the time when you found out, when you got the eviction, because I just recently covered that whole stream, when you got the eviction notice on your door and you came back in, you was like, I knew he wasn't paying the rent. Those were your words. That's exactly what you said. I knew he wasn't paying the rent. Why the fuck did no one go to the office and check? Why did no one call the office and check? Just a bunch of dumb, lazy people. Everyone in that household is just, y'all are all ridiculous. They're like, this is a literal circus. I don't understand y'all.
My dad said he had a bank paying. I knew he didn't have a bank paying because he was out of his mind. He wasn't on his medication. So then...
And again, you literally just said it again. You knew he wasn't paying. So why did no one go to the office and find out what the hell was going on? Oh my God. Just, I can't. Like, the level of stupidity is just, it's like, y'all are obnoxiously stupid. I can't, you've said multiple times you knew he wasn't paying, but did nothing to find out if the bills were paid. Nothing. You just continue to sit on your ass, go live and order food. Ridiculous. Who the hell finds out that they owe $3,000 in rent and is like, let me order a pizza, Tophia? I'm just so disappointed to watch someone just letting their lives just slip through their fingers day in and day out with no plans or drive to actually at least try.
After 3 months of non-paid rent, they waited till it racked up to $3,000 to tell us that we owe $3,000 in rent that we didn't pay. But you had to pay online. So the reason pay online came about was because of COVID. So we had to pay online. So then we continued to keep paying online, and they allowed us to pay online. Mind you, it showed $0 every single month until it racked up to 3 months. And then they said, oh, well, you know what? You owe $2,000 or $3,000. Sorry, not $2,000. $3,000 in rent. Mind you, let me tell you, I got rent paid. They refused to give me the information to have rent paid. If they didn't want their rent paid, that's on them.
Now you're just fucking lying. Now you're just straight up just lying to us right now. On Aunt Karen's court, you literally said you had like $1,000. And I doubt that was even, because we know Tophia cannot hold on to money. So she didn't have $1,000. This was probably like a mixture of Papa Chu's check and maybe a couple $100 that her and Brother Chu scrounged up. You said you had $1,000. So no, you didn't have the $3,000 and they just refused to take it. Cause then why would they give you an extension for 30 days to pay the $3,000 and then not accept the money? You're so full of shit. You just lie for no reason. And for someone that lies this much, you are so bad at it. Like, come on.
I guess they didn't want that $3,000 because it was a COVID relief fund during COVID to help you pay your rent. They said, we can get this paid. I gave them all the documentation. I gave them everything. I qualified. They said, the only thing we need is the owner. We need the owner of the place. We need that information to get them paid. They refused to give it to us. They sent to somewhere else. We called them. It wasn't who it was. They were giving us all this runaround, all this BS. We had the $3,000 check right there to pay them, to pay off the rent. They literally refused to give us that information.
Tophia, stop the cap. Just stop. Please stop lying. Because this is such a nonsensical lie. Why? What apartment or homeowner that is renting out a place would refuse money that is owed to them? You are delirious. The level of just absurdity that you come up with as far as the shit that comes out of your mouth, it has to be studied.
I didn't go to a concert while behind on rent. When did I go to a concert while I was behind on rent? Are you
You went to Comic-Con. You didn't go to a concert. That's right. You went to Comic-Con.
talking about Comic-Con? That's not a concert. And I bought Comic-Con tickets before.
That Tophia. It's not the point of if it was a concert or not. The point is that you went and wasted hundreds of dollars knowing that y'all were about to get evicted.
I bought them on pre-sale, which means I bought it before I knew I was being evicted. And since it was close to Comic-Con when I found out we were being evicted, there is no way somebody is going to buy the tickets that I bought last minute. If you know anything about Comic-Cons, people plan for these things, especially cosplayers. People go to Comic-Cons and dress up. No one is going to go last minute without a plan. Nobody is going to buy it.
Tophia, even if that was true, I think she literally said they got over like 20 autographs. She spent like over $400 at Comic-Con. It's one, okay, if the whole pre-selling of tickets thing is true, okay, that's one thing. But then why did you spend hundreds of dollars on autographs? No matter how you try to slice and spin this story, all the decisions that you made are stupid as fuck. And what blows my mind, and again, this is why I say Marie is an enabler. There's no way that I would know me, my daughter, and son are about to get evicted, and I go to the Comic-Con event with my daughter, and I let her spend hundreds of dollars on autographs and probably junk food. The whole family is dumb. Just a bunch of slow ass people. Jesus
expensive
Christ.
Tickets at the last minute. So I went because it's better to go than for my money to go to waste. I'm not going to try to go online and try to sell tickets last minute, because then I would have to lower the price, and then I'm losing out on money, because then I would have to sell tickets for half the price to even get rid of them. That didn't make no sense at all, considering
it's not true.
Everything that you get with that is not worth what I would have been selling it for. You get one free autograph, you get one free picture. My free autograph, I used it on McFoley. It's like select people they have where you can go. Not everyone gives a free autograph, but you know which ones to go to. So I literally used my photo. I used my free photo on my brother to get a picture with Sergeant Slaughter. And then I said, well, he said, since you got the autograph, can I get the free photo? And I was like, yeah, sure. So then I let him use the free photo on Sergeant Slaughter because he was so happy. And he did like his movie grip on the neck thing. My brother was so happy. At least if it made him happy, so be it. Some of you guys are so miserable. You can't stand to see someone happy. Even when I have some slight happiness, especially on my lives when I'm jamming out and playing music and things are going positive, you have to.
Well, Tophia, it's probably because no one wants to watch a live where you are literally just sitting there listening to music. What is the entertainment? If I want to listen to music, I can just pull up YouTube or Apple Music. I don't need I don't need to tune into your live stream and gift you anything to listen to fucking music, man.
To switch it to negative because you can't stand the fact that if someone is happy. And I'm not saying that I had a relationship,
not
but if I
happy.
was dating someone, you guys would ruin it because you can't stand to see somebody happy. That is really weird. And to tell me to move on when people still are talking about Comic-Con is weird. They just literally brought it up. Have they moved on? No, they haven't moved on. So tell them to move on before you tell me. You guys still talk about Comic-Con and say, well, you spent your money on Comic-Con. I didn't even go to Comic-Con last year, so I don't know what Comic-Con you're talking about. This year, I didn't even go this year to Comic-Con. I went last year because we were in the car last year.
Tophia, the only reason you didn't go to Comic-Con this year or last year is because you literally just don't have the money. If you had the money, you would have went. How do I know that? Because when you do have money, you go to stupid shit and overspend. Hello Kitty Cafe. Come on. She spent roughly $150 on some cookies and a tumbler cup. Like what are we talking about? What are we talking about right now?
I didn't go this year to Comic-Con, so I don't know why people keep saying, well, you went to Comic-Con. I didn't go this year, so I don't know what you're talking about. Is that the only thing you have to say is that I'm 31? What does age have anything to do with you defending yourself?
Oh, we're ageist.
That's what I said. You guys don't have anything to do except talk about someone's weight, talk about how old they are, or tell them they need to get a job. You need to get new material. That gets old real fast. Who cares if I'm 31? What is being 30?
You should care that you're 31 and have absolutely nothing to show for over a decade of being an adult. You should care.
One have to do with defending myself. It's weird. You guys literally sit here and you hate for someone to be happy. You want them to be miserable. I'm acting like a kid because I'm defending myself. How am I acting like a kid because I'm defending myself? Some of you guys act like kids and then you tell me I'm acting like kids. You're whining and crying over something that you cannot control. You're not my parents. You don't get to sit here and tell me what I did. If I choose to do something, that is me. You don't get to sit here and tell me that I cannot have social media as a job. You're not my parents. I'm grown.
Tophia, it's not a job for you, man. It's not. It's not a job for you. Tophia, you are making maybe like a tenth of what you would at a minimum wage job. You can't consider this a job. I'm sorry. This is like a hobby. This is a side activity, a side quest, if you will.
I'm about to be 32, whatever I choose to do with my life. Get over it. Why are you crying? Why am I outside? Because I'm sleeping outside. I'm in a tent. I make no money because I'm not
shut up.
On social media because I can't where I'm at. I'm limited. I don't know how many times I have to tell people this.
Tophia, that what you just said, you can't work on social media because you can't record where you're at and you are limited. Exactly. So go work a normal job to at the very fucking least, work a job to get yourself out of there. And then if you really think you can make a living and have a stable income on social media, use the job to get out of the shelter so then you can actually do social media. And, I know this will fail. I know this will fail, but at least there would be something, like at this point, I just want Tophia to do like something, anything. You know what I'm saying? If you can't pursue your social media dreams because you're in the shelter, then get yourself out of the shelter and then commit to doing social media again full time. And we'll watch you become homeless all over again. It would be a great content cycle. I would love that.
Some of you guys are so miserable. I'm going to be 32 this year. You do know my birthday is in June, right? June 6th is my birthday, and I'm turning 32. I'm 31. I'm about to be 32 this year. I don't do the whole 32 and a half thing. You're a loser. You keep calling me a loser.
You are.
I'm only a loser if I believe that. And I don't believe I'm a loser. I lost friends. If I have no friends or if things didn't work out, that doesn't make me a loser. Makes me a loser.
No, see, Tophia, it's not just that you lost friends. It's the fact that you're 32, you're going on 32, and you literally have nothing. You have absolutely nothing to show for your time on this earth whatsoever. Like, again, I'm gonna bring back the Minecraft server analogy. 32 years in the server and you are still in the noob area. You haven't developed any skills. You haven't evolved in any way. Nothing. You've done absolutely nothing this entire time, which is insane. You swear that social media is your job, but even your video editing skills and shit, trash, hot garbage, man.
I'm only a loser if I believe what you say. And I think you should look in the mirror before you call someone a loser, because the only reason why you call someone a loser is because you feel like a loser. It's self-projection.
Wow.
It's literally putting your insecurities on others. You feel like a loser, so you call someone a loser. I'm not losing in life. I'm alive. I have hair.
Well, Tophia, I mean, yeah, being alive is like the bare minimum to to having a life, you know. Like, what? Oh my God.
I have oxygen. I have somewhat good health. I'm breathing.
Girl. No. I have somewhat good health. Shut up. Shut the fuck up, man.
I could have been on Lives in the Carjacking, and yes, I know people would be excited for that, but that's really crazy to even have that thought process. I'm alive. I have a place to sleep, whether it's outside or not, whether it's inside, outside, whatever. I got food in my stomach. I'm not starving. I got 2 legs, 2 hands, 2 feet. Some people don't even have that. I'm able to walk. Some people don't even have the ability to walk. I can walk. I can talk. I'm coherent. I have a brain. I have hands and feet. Some of you guys literally take your lives for granted. I'm not losing in life because I'm winning. I woke up today, so I won.
Girl, shut. Oh my God. Somebody get her the fuck out of this Christian shelter, because if I have to keep hearing shit like this, I'm gonna fucking flip out, man. Tophia, no, you are a loser. And I'm not even saying that to just be mean. It's if you were to just look at the facts, man, again, you don't have anything to take pride in your life. Of course, yes, you're alive. Well, yeah, so is everybody else. Does that mean everybody is a winner? Maybe by that shelter standard. But as far as social proof, no, you're a fucking loser, man.
I don't need to be successful. I don't need to prove that I'm making all this money. Money does not matter. If you're going into something with the intent of making a lot of money to prove to people something, then you're proving nothing. If you're not thankful for waking up, then you're not winning. It's not all about having money. I'm not going to have that mindset, because then once you get to the top, you forget where you came from and you start treating people like trash.
She's pissing me off.
I need to
be my
rich.
Goodness.
I'm not trying to be rich to prove to you guys that I can do social media. I'm not doing that to prove to anyone. I don't need to sit here and prove to people I can be successful. That's not my whole point. My mom needs a place to live, and not some place that is wishy-washy. If something happens, then we're being evicted again. I want to have that house. I want to own a house before my mom passes away.
It's not going to happen.
Help people. I don't want to be sitting here and being one of those people that only cares about money. It's all about the superficial things to people. You don't have to have superficial things to prove that you're winning in life. You just waking up every day with breath in your lungs should be enough. And some of you guys really...
Dude, she's about to piss me off, man. Like, I do not like optimistic chew, or whatever this mentality is that she's preaching, ranting on right now. I do not like it. Not coming from her. Not one bit.
Really take life for granted. Step outside, touch some grass.
Tophia, you have been a recluse virtually your entire life. Shut up.
Actually spend some time in nature. Go outside, go do something for fun. Take a hike, climb a mountain, do something. Some of you guys really take this life for granted. Anyways, guys, I gotta get ready because I gotta go to bed. But
Please get the
have a
fuck
good
out
day
of
or
here.
night where you guys are. I'll see
Oh
you
my
guys later.
God.
Yes, money does fall from the sky. I do think it does. That's a dumb question to ask. Anyways, I'm going to sleep. Have a good day or night where you guys are. We'll see you guys later. Gotta get ready for bed.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
good day or night. I gotta get ready.
All right. So I just can't. Like, so just dumb. Just dumb as hell, man. And then I don't know what this whole optimism kick was at the very end. Coming from Tophiachu, because I wholeheartedly believe what she was saying, but coming from her, it was literally just pissing me off. It's like, no, you don't get to have this upbeat, optimistic worldview about you're a winner because you woke up this morning when you have been squandering the life that you were given for over a decade. You know, I can't, you know, you can only judge to some degree, you know, before 18, you know, you got to go to school and blah, blah, blah. But you have done absolutely nothing with your adult life. So for you to try to spin that and to tell us that we're taking our lives for granted and to go touch grass was the most insane shit she said all week. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all so much for watching. Highly appreciate every single one of y'all. And yeah, we'll see if Tophiachu goes live again. She's been giving us some content. I'm here for it. So until next time, y'all be safe, be kind to each other, and I will see you all very soon.